It is August the 7th, 2009. I'm on Twitter.com. I'm on 122. I just checked it 5 seconds ago. But anyway, I promised all my followers at Twitter that I was going to do a review on the G.I. Joe movie that came out last night, Thursday. I saw it today, so I'm going to do a review on it. Let me see. Okay. If you grew up on G.I. Joe, the cartoon back in the 80s like I did, like right along with the Transformers cartoons back in the 80s, if you're a true hardcore fan of G.I. Joe and the franchise, you'll like this movie. The only bad thing about the movie is the storyline is kind of long to get to the action part. A lot of flashbacks going back to Duke's life and how his girlfriend became part of Cobra, and how Cobra Commander became Cobra Commander. It goes back and forth, flashback back and forth. Destro, his origins. It's a pretty good movie if you're into sci-fi. A lot of sci-fi, a lot of action. Snake Eye and his brother, the ninjas. Great fight scenes with them. Pretty basic origins of the G.I. Joe franchise. His origin movie is pretty good. A lot of action in it. If you can get past the storyline, the plot, and the many flashbacks going back and forth. So, but other than that, it's a pretty good movie if you're into that kind of movie. Now, some of the CGI, the computer graphics that they had in it was kind of cheesy and cheap looking, but other than that, if you could get past all that, G.I. Joe is a pretty good movie. For some reason, a lot of people on Twitter didn't like the movie. They said it was whack, or it was just boring, or whatever. They had a trend on it. But I like the movie. I guess because I grew up on G.I. Joe and I'm really familiar with the 80s cartoon. That's why I really liked it. Transformers. Some people didn't like Transformers too. But they didn't like it because of the two little urban ghetto robots in it. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty good Transformer 2 was a pretty good movie. But anyway, if you want to see G.I. Joe, you're a real hardcore fan of the cartoon series of the 80s, you'll like the movie. A lot of action in it, a lot of sci-fi, science fiction stuff in it. It's a fantasy. That's what G.I. Joe was, a fantasy. Fantasy cartoon. But next week, District 9 is coming out about the aliens, and then one to send their ass back home because they won't give up their technology to the human race, which they really don't have to give up. America for some reason always want to be the dominant force. I don't know, but that's what the movie's pretty much about. District 9 and their secrets, what the aliens were doing while they were on Earth and all that. But I promised my mom that I was going to take her to see Orphan, because she wants to see Orphan because I talked about it so much two weeks ago when it came out. And she doesn't know the storyline of the movie. I'm not going to give out the storyline. Good chance by now everybody knows the plot to Orphan and the ending of Orphan and the twist at the end. But I haven't told her about it yet. She doesn't know, so I'm going to let her go see it. Next Friday I take her to go see that. I pay for it, let her see it. Then Saturday I go see District 9. But anyway, I'm sitting there tweeting, reading the stuff here. But anyway, G.I. Joe, good movie. Marlon Wayans was in it. He did a great job. He's becoming a pretty good actor. He did some of the funny stuff. He was the sidekick, but he had his own thing. He was the hero in the movie. So he's becoming a really good action hero now, action star. I think he's getting away. He's still doing the comedy stuff, but he's getting away. With this movie, he don't do a lot of comedy. He does a lot of action in it. A lot of fighting in it, a lot of shooting in it. So if you're really into G.I. Joe, grew up on the G.I. Joe cartoon, you'll like the movie. Great action in it, great fight scenes, a lot of shooting, a lot of no. There's no blood because everybody got like suits on and stuff. But it's a great movie if you're into action movies. But anyway, what else can I talk about? But I pretty much, that's all I was going to talk about anyway with the G.I. Joe movie. And I give it, out of a rating of 5, I give it a 4, because of the storyline. It took so long for them to get to the action, and then they had a lot of flashbacks. But if you grew up on the G.I. Joe franchise and the cartoons, you won't mind all that. When it gets to the action, you'll like it. But it's not a whack movie. In my opinion, it's not whack. It's a pretty good movie. But for people that didn't grow up, definitely the younger generation, people that are in their 20s or teens, they wouldn't understand it because they didn't grow up on the cartoon series in the 80s. They just learning about it now. But another bad thing about it, it wasn't a lot of people in the movie theater. But for the Collector, I saw that last week, a lot of people wasn't in that movie. I think it was because it really wasn't promoted a lot, because it's an independent film. But Collector is a good movie. You should go see Collector. It's a good movie too. But G.I. Joe is a good movie. It wasn't a big crowd in the theaters. I was expecting a lot more people, but most of the people I think that were there were people that grew up on G.I. Joe in the 80s. But anyway, I'm going to post this on Twitter. Good chance I might post it on YouTube. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to post it anywhere else. But this week been a pretty cool week, working inside and outside at work. One of our jobs that we were working at shut down. They shut it down because the client said they were out of money. The hospital we worked for said they were out of money and won't have no more money until the first of the new year. Which, is a Catholic hospital. That's how they do things. They have a certain budget for construction, and they ran out of money, as they say. So they shut one of our jobs down, which is no big deal. We still have 2 more to go. So they have me working outside in the heat, doing a lot of concrete forming work, which is pretty cool. I don't really care about the heat. I'm used to the heat. I grew up most of my life in Texas, damn near 13 years of it. But anyway, I'm sitting there tweeting on TweetFlip, using my TweetFlip application here. And also I have Simple Tweet. But anyway, that's all I really want to talk about. G.I. Joe, 4 out of 5, great movie, a lot of action. If you could get past the flashbacks and the long storyline, it's a pretty good movie. I'm going to post this on YouTube and Twitter, and I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great weekend, a safe weekend, and as always, God bless. Oh yeah, one of my Twitter's followers at Twitter thought I was a kid because I stated on one of my tweets that I was going to take my mother to see Orphan. Man, I wish I was a kid, but as you can see, if you look, I'm not a kid. I'm 38. I'm pretty old. I'll be 39 this year in October. So, but thanks anyway for the young lady that thought I was a kid. Cause I do things for my family. I know my sister wanted me to take her to go see Collector. I told her no, because I'm looking for a female friend to take out, spend time with. Not to be a sugar daddy, because I'm not a sugar daddy, but just a female friend to take to a movie or out to eat every once in a while. So I won't have to go to the movies by myself. I don't really care about going to the movies by myself, but all my female friends I had offline, I no longer have. One of them, I think, has a boyfriend now, so she doesn't bother with me. And the other one pretty much was full of BS. She was a user. But anyway, so I don't associate with her no more. I don't bother with her no more. She don't bother with me no more, because she knew I wasn't going to be used anymore. I was tired of being used. So I don't deal with her no more. Some females are like that. Not all females are like that, but some of them are. I'm a nice person, and some people like to take my niceness for weakness. Never that. But anyway, I'm going to go back on Twitter, do my thing, and I post this on Twitter. G.I. Joe, go see it. It's a good movie. It might not be a blockbuster. I don't think it's going to be a big sellout, because there wasn't that many people in the theater when I went. But it's a good movie if you're a big hardcore G.I. Joe fan. But anyway, talk to y'all later, God bless.